beginning of the story, we see a young woman taking a shower in the bathroom. But when she steps out, she finds a group of people waiting for her, their faces covered with strange masks. The moment she sees them, she screams loudly, and scene cuts right there. Now, who are these people? And what did they do to that girl? Let's find out. The story then introduces us to Farhana, a woman from a Muslim family. She is married and lives a simple traditional life. Farhana lives with her husband and their three children. Out of the three, two are school going kids, while the youngest son is still an infant she carries in her arms. Farhana's father owns a small shoe shop where her husband also works. Once upon a time, the shop used to do very well, so much so that from its earning, Farhana's father was able to get all three of his daughters married. But now things have changed. The business isn't doing well anymore, and the family is struggling financially. Farhana's husband is a simple and honest man, but his income is so limited that he can't even afford to pay for their children's school fees. Seeing the poor condition of the household, Farhana turns to her father and says, "If you allow me, I'll like to find a job." But Farhana's father was a man of old fashioned beliefs. He never liked the idea of women from his family working outside the home. In fact, Farhana didn't even have her own mobile phone. Any call that came to the house would be received only on the landline, and even then, she wasn't allowed to answer it. With no other option left, Farhana borrows some money from her neighbor just to manage the household expenses. Later, she goes with her friend Kareem to attend a wedding, the wedding of a Christian friend. There, as she looks around at the people laughing, dancing, and living freely, Farhana can't help but think of herself. How happy and free their life seems. When will my life ever will be like this? Just then, Farhana meets one of her childhood friends named Nritya. During their conversation, Nritya senses Farhana's struggle and tells her about the company where she works. She says, "You should come tomorrow. We are having interviews at my office." Farhana feels a spark of hope. She tells Kareem about the job interview, and the next day he takes her there himself. After the interview, when Farhana steps out, she excitedly tells Kareem, "My interview went really well. I got the job." Kareem doesn't seem very happy about it, but he doesn't say anything to her either. He just stays silent, hiding his discomfort behind a faint smile. The truth is, Kareem knows very well that Farhana has to take this job only because he is not earning enough to support the family. But there is nothing more he can do about it. Meanwhile, Farhana buys herself a handbag and feels genuinely excited about starting her new job. In the next scene, when Farhana gets ready to leave for work, her father doesn't like it at all. His conservative mindset still can't accept the idea of his daughter stepping out to work. Just then, Kareem brings her a pair of sandals and lovingly helps her put them on with his own hands. It's a small but emotional moment that shows his silent support. Farhana then leaves for the office, where she learns that she will first have to undergo training to understand how the company operates and how her work will be done. It turns out that the place is actually a credit card sales center. Farhana is taught and trained about everything: how to talk to customers, explain offers, and close a sale. After completing her training, Farhana nervously speaks to a customer for the very first time. But to her surprise, Jane manages to explain everything clearly and successfully sells her first credit card. As the days go by, Farhana becomes more and more skilled at her job. The shy housewife slowly transforms into a confident working woman. Her growing confidence and the income from her salary and incentives bring stability and happiness to her family. But in the same office building, just a few floors above, there's another department, one very different from what Farhana knows. The girls working on those upper floors earn much higher incentive than anyone else in the office. They arrive in stylish cars, carry iPhones, and live a life that looks glamorous and effortless. Seeing all this, Farhana begins to wish she could work there too. So, when her friend Nitya gets transferred to that very department, Farhana asks her, "Hey, can you get me a job there as well?" But Nitya replies gently, "Farhana, the place where you are working now is the right place for you. The kind of work we do upstairs, you won't be able to handle it. So, stay where you are and focus on your job." Farhana doesn't fully understand what Nitya means, but she let it go. The one day, suddenly Farhana's child falls ill. The child was having serious trouble breathing, so the family rushed him to the hospital immediately. There, the doctor revealed that the child's lungs were damaged and that an urgent operation was necessary. Since the surgery couldn't be delayed, they somehow arranged the money by taking a loan. But while the operation could save the child, the loan would have to be repaid soon. Worried about how to manage the repayment, Farhana confides in Nitya and pleads with her, "Please help me get a job in your department. I really need the money." Reluctantly, Nritya takes Farhana to meet her boss. After listening to her story, the boss tells Nritya, explains everything about the work to Farhana, make sure she fully understands what she is getting into. For the first week, we will observe Farhana's performance, the boss says. If she does well, she can continue working with us. Later, Nritya explains everything to Farhana, making sure she understands the nature of the job. She tells her, "This work is very different from your previous work. It's actually an online calling and chat service where men call just to talk to women however they want. In short, we have to engage in adult or flirtatious conversation with customers. The longer you keep a customer on the call," Nitya continues, "the more money you earn." She also warns her about the strict rules of the job. You are not allowed to reveal anything personal about yourself to any customer. No real names, no personal details, nothing at all. They can't even use their real names, Nitya adds. And if anyone does, Vivek will report it to the boss, and that girl will be fired immediately. Vivek's main job in the company is to monitor and record all the calls, listening to each conversation carefully. After explaining all this, Nitya gets back to her own work and starts talking to one of her clients. But as Farhana listens to their conversation, she feels deeply uncomfortable and disturbed. Later, while returning home, she feels as though everyone around her is looking at her differently, judging her, even though no one actually knows her, where she went, or what she saw. Troubled by guilt and confusion, Farhana makes up her mind. She will stay with her old job and not get involved in this work. Seeing Farhana upset, Karim asks her what's wrong. Farhana tells him, "Today a customer spoke to me very badly. It really disturbed me." Karim smiles gently and says, "Oh, why are you so worried about that? It's just part of the job. Look at me. Every day at the shop, I help customers try on shoes and sandals, sometimes even touching their feet. But that doesn't mean I do the same thing outside of work, right?" He continues, "As long as someone says things to you during your job, it's fine. That's work. But if anyone behaves the way outside of work, then yes, they deserve to be taught a lesson." Hearing Karim's word gives Farhana a bit of courage and strength. That's why Farhana decides to go back to the same office again. There, she asks Nritya, "Why do these people talk like that? And how do the girls here manage to do the kind of work? Isn't it wrong?" Nritya tries to make her understand and says, "Farhana, it's just a service. Through this, people share the thoughts they can't express to their wives. They simply talk to strangers to feel lighter. At least these men are not doing anything wrong with random women on the streets, right?" After hearing this explanation, Farhana slowly begins to accept the idea and starts talking to the client herself. During her call, she comes across many strange and unpredictable people, each with their own stories and odd conversations. In this office, there is also a girl named Sophia who always stays on top by talking to the highest number of clients. Meanwhile, Farhana continues to struggle. Even the next day, she still doesn't feel comfortable talking to the clients. Then one day, she receives a call from a man who, unlike others, does not speak to her in a vulgar way. Instead, he talks politely and with respect. Hearing this, Farhana feels genuinely happy. She thinks to herself, this man must be really kind-hearted. The man who called her was actually named Dylan. Though he never reveals his real name to Farhana, Following company rules, Farhana also introduced herself with her fake name, Isha. From that day onward, Farhana and Dylan begin to talk regularly, their conversations growing longer and more personal with each passing day. Because of her long conversations with Dylan, Farhana's performance improved significantly. Now the only person ahead of her is Sophia. One day during a call, Farhana tells Dylan, I'm thinking of quitting this job soon. I don't feel right doing this kind of work. Hearing that, Dylan immediately responds, Isha, please don't do that. I only feel good when I talk to you. There is a strange connection between us, something real. Dylan's words touch Farhana deeply. For the first time, she feels emotionally seen and valued. His affection makes her smile, and because of that, she decides to continue the job instead of quitting. One day, while talking to Farhana, Dylan picks up on something in her words and realizes that she is a Muslim. Farhana is a bit startled at first, but by now, she trusts Dylan enough to at least tell him about her religion. Meanwhile, Vivek, who monitors all the calls, listens to their conversation very carefully. He can sense that something personal is definitely brewing between Dylan and Farhana. During the call, Dylan says, It's the month of Ramadan, right? How do you manage to talk so much while fasting? He then gently tells her to take some rest and even plays his music for her to relax. After a while, Dylan says softly, I want to send you a gift. To this, Farhana replies with a smile, Please give that gift to some beggar instead. That would be the biggest gift you could ever give me. On her way home, while at the metro station, Farhana notices a beggar holding a small packet with the name Isha written on it. Curious, she asks the beggar about it. The beggar replies, A man gave me this and told me to hand it over to a girl named Isha. He even gave me a good amount of money for it. Hearing this, Farhana quickly takes the packet and opens it. Inside, she finds a musical instrument called a symphone, the very one Dylan used to play for her during their calls. Seeing it, Farhana's face lights up and joy. For a moment, she forgets everything, the job, the rules, the guilt, and just smiles. But the next day, when she goes to the office, Dylan's call never comes. She begins to grow restless, wondering what might have happened to him. She keeps receiving calls from other clients but ends up rejecting them all, waiting only for Dylan's voice. 2 days pass by. Yes, still no call from Dylan. So Farhana goes out with Sophia to buy herself a mobile phone. Since she doesn't have valid documents, she gives Sophia her Aadhaar card so that Sophia can get a SIM card registered in her name for Farhana. Later that day, Farhana comes across a newspaper headlines that shocks her. It reads, A musician dies in an accident, was known for chatting online with a mysterious girl. Reading this, Farhana's heart sinks. She instantly thinks, could it be Dylan? Panicking, she shares the news with Nitya, her friend and colleague. Just then, Farhana's phone rings. It's Dylan. He immediately apologizes for not calling her for so long, explaining, My phone was damaged. I couldn't contact you. I am so sorry. Hearing his voice, Farhana feels relieved and emotional. She says softly, I thought something terrible had happened to you. This whole situation taught me that life is too short. Anything can happen at any moment. That's why I want to meet you. Dylan pauses for a moment and then reveals, My real name is Dylan. He continues, I want to meet you tomorrow on the day of Eid. Farhana smiles and replies, All right, I'll bring biryani for you. When Vivek finds out about Farhana's plan to meet Dylan, he initially decides to report it to the boss. But then, curiosity gets the better of him. He wants to see this mysterious man for himself, the one Farhana is willing to risk everything for. The next day, Farhana is overjoyed. She spends the morning cooking biryani with great care and excitement. However, when it's finally time to leave, she struggles to find a way out of the house unnoticed. Just then, her family decides to go out for an evening outing. Farhana sees the opportunity. She pretends to be unwell, saying she'll stay home and rest. As soon as everyone leaves, she quickly packs the biryani into a small tiffin box and slips out of the house to meet Dylan. Meanwhile, Kareem, her husband, spots her leaving in a hurry. Suspicious, he quietly follows her from a distance. A little later, Farhana reaches the metro station, unaware that Vivek is also there. secretly observing her. He too wants to see the man she is about to meet. Just then, Farhana's phone rings. It's Nitya calling in panic. Nitya tells her that Sophia used to meet one of her clients outside of work. This time he had taken her to a hotel room where several other men were also present, all of whom wanted to enjoy with Sophia. In the chaos that followed, a sharp object accidentally pierced Sophia's neck, causing her instant death. In fact, this was the opening scene of the movie, the mysterious girl screaming in the bathroom. Hearing this, Farhana is completely shaken. It feels like the ground beneath her feet has vanished. Realizing she could have met the same fate as Sophia, she immediately abandons the tiffin of biryani at the station and rushes back home, trembling. But when she arrives, she's shocked to find police officers already at her house. They have come in connection with Sophia's death. The police explains that they found Farhana's Aadhaar card in Sophia's purse, the one she had forgotten to take back after buying the SIM card. After questioning her, the police leave, but the damage is done. Her father, now aware of the phone and the entire situation, is furious with her. However, Karim doesn't say a single word to Farhana. The next day, when Farhana calls Nitya to say that she won't be coming back to work, Karim quietly tells her, "If you suddenly stop going to the office, people will think you did something wrong. You must go. Face it with dignity." Listening to him, Farhana gathers courage and returns to the office. There, because of Sophia's tragic death, the management strictly reinforces all safety rules. Every girl is reminded of the boundaries, and for security purposes, they are all given pepper spray. After that, everyone resumes work. While Farhana is trying to focus, Dylan's call comes through. She answers, maintaining a professional tone. Dylan gently asks, "Why didn't you come to meet me yesterday?" Farhana, with controlled anger and pain, replies, "We will never meet. From now on, I will not talk to you like before. I come here only to do my job, not to build relationships." Her words cut deep. Dylan remains silent for a moment, then quietly ends the call. For the next few days, Dylan doesn't call. One afternoon, while talking about him, Nitya tells Farhana, "You should have tried to understand him before reacting so harshly. Maybe you shouldn't have been so rude. If he calls again, tell him everything honestly. Explain your side." Hearing this, Farhana finally decides that the next time Dylan calls, she'll tell him the whole truth. Just then, as if on cue, Dylan's call comes through. Before Farhana can say anything, Dylan's tone is cold and threatening. "Did you really think that if you stopped talking to me, I wouldn't find out about you? That day, when I didn't call you, I was following you." Farhana's face goes pale. "You said you don't want to talk to me? Fine. But now you'll see what happens next." Then, for the first time, Dylan calls her by her real name, Farhana, revealing that he knows who she truly is. He continues, "I know everything. Your office, your home address, everything. I'll keep following you until you learn your lesson and comes to meet me yourself." Hearing his chilling words, Farhana trembles with fear, terrified. She rushes home, constantly looking over her shoulder, certain that Dylan is following her. As soon as Farhana reaches home, she notices a parcel lying at the door, addressed to Isha. Seeing it, Karim frowns and tells the delivery man there is no one named Isha living at this address. He returns the parcel without saying anything more. The next day at the office, Dylan calls again. This time, Farhana, her voice trembling with anger and fear, says, "If you don't stop harassing me, I'll go to the police and file a complaint against you." But Dylan laughs and replies coldly, "Go ahead, make your complaint. But remember, I have all our call recordings. I'll make sure your husband and your family hear every single one of them." Hearing this, Farhana freezes. She has no idea what to do now. Later that evening, as she's heading home, she senses someone following her, a man in black shirt. Panicked, she tries to lose him in the crowd, her heartbeat racing. But when she finally turns around to confront him, she is shocked. The man is none other than her husband, Karim. When Farhana reaches home, she confronts Kareem angrily. If you didn't trust me, then why did you let me go to work in the first place? Kareem stays calm. Without saying a word, he walks to the table, picks up the biryani tiffin box, and shows it to her. That day, I followed you too, he says quietly, and I realized you weren't doing anything wrong, you were in danger. He continues, I follow you not because I doubt you, but because I want to make sure no one can hurt you. Then, looking into her eyes, he adds softly, whether you tell me everything or not, I won't question you anymore. But from tomorrow, I'll be the one to drop you off and pick you up from work. Farhana is moved by his words. She nods silently. From that day on, Farhana begins commuting to and from the office with Kareem every day, feeling both safe and guilty at the same time. Meanwhile, Vivek finds out how Dylan has been torturing Farhana, feeling guilty and protective. He secretly sets up the system in such a way that Dylan's call no longer reach Farhana, but are redirected to other girls in the office instead. When Dylan realizes this, he becomes furious and unhinged. The next day, he follows Farhana and sees her arriving at the office with her husband Kareem. Consumed by rage, he orchestrates an accident that injures Kareem. Later, Dylan steals Kareem's phone and calls Farhana, saying coldly, I have punished your husband, the punishment that should have been yours. Don't worry, though, he's alive in the hospital. Hearing this, Farhana panics and rushes to the hospital, trembling. There, she finds Kareem with a leg injury, but thankfully nothing life-threatening. The next day, determined to end this nightmare once and for all, Farhana decides to confront Dylan herself. Using the SIM phone instruments as a clue, she traces it back to the store where it was purchased. From there, she manages to get the credit card details used in the transaction, the same bank where she once worked. With the help of a technician, both Nitya and Farhana manage to track down Dylan's address and phone number. They also learn that at that very moment, Dylan is shopping at a nearby mall using the same credit card. Reaching the mall, Farhana finally spots Dylan. At that moment, Nitya helps her identify him by making a fake phone call, guiding her from afar. Farhana, her face covered with a veil, approaches Dylan carefully. Her goal is to steal his phone, which contains all the recordings of their conversations. But before she can grab it, Dylan recognizes her and grabs her hand. Startled, Farhana sprays pepper spray into her eyes and runs away. She rushes to a mobile repair shop to get the phone unlocked, hoping to retrieve the data. But when the technician opens it, the phone is empty. Dylan had already transferred all the data elsewhere. Hearing this, Farhana breaks down completely. Moments later, Dylan calls her and threatens to send all their videos and recordings to her husband. That night, he keeps torturing her with calls and messages, breaking her spirit even more. Terrified and trembling, Farhana tries to act normal around Kareem, but when she goes to hand him tea, her hand shakes so violently that she spills the entire cup. In the next scene, we see Farhana going back to the office once again. This time she tells Dylan on the call, I'm coming to your house right now to meet you. Hearing this, Dylan becomes very happy. At this point, we are shown a flashback from the day of Eid when Dylan had gone to meet Farhana. He saw a woman from behind and assuming she was Farhana, he touched her. But as soon as he did, the woman slapped him hard across the face. Everyone around stared at Dylan awkwardly and he felt deeply humiliated. Even after that, he still wanted to meet Farhana, but she never showed up. The next day, she suddenly stopped talking to him properly, and since then, Dylan wanted revenge for that humiliation. Back in the present, Farhana arrives at Dylan's house. Dylan immediately calls Kareem and says, your wife has been after me for a long time, and right now she is at my home. I am sending you the location. Come take her away. Then he looks at Farhana and says, I started liking you. You know, I had planned everything for our first meeting. Just then, Kareem arrives. Seeing Farhana there, he doesn't look surprised at all. But the previous night, after spilling the tea, Farhana had told him everything. Here, Karim doesn't get angry at all. Instead, he understands what his wife is going through. Then he takes her to a lady police officer he knows personally. Together, they made a plan. The next day, Farhana will go to meet Dylan while the police will stay nearby. Farhana also gives the recordings as evidence to the police through Vivek. The only thing left now is for the police and Karim to arrive on time and arrest Dylan. When Dylan is finally caught red-handed by the police, Farhana tells him, "You are a psycho. You can't love anyone except yourself." Through this story, the message is clear, especially for women. Never blindly trust a stranger, no matter how nice or genuine they may seem, because even today, we see so many real life cases around us where women become victims of online frauds and cyber crimes. So, friends, how did you like this story? Comment and subscribe for more. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again with another unique story. Bye bye. Take care.